Hello everyone. So in the previous video, we discussed and proved a very important condition for a real value bounded function along with a monotonically increasing function to be a Riemann-Stieley integrable function. So which is known as the Riemann criterion for integrability. So which actually states that f be a bounded real valued function defined on some closed interval a comma b and alpha be any monotonically increasing function defined on the closed interval a comma b. Then f is Riemann-Stieley integrable on the closed interval a comma b if and only if for every epsilon positive there is a partition p of closed interval a comma b such that with respect to the partition p UPF alpha minus LPF alpha becomes less than epsilon. So this condition actually gives you a condition to check whether a given bounded real valued function is Riemann-Stieley integrable or not. But what is the inside idea of this theorem? So we shall see. So when do we say any function is Riemann-Stieley integrable on some closed interval a comma b? Whenever the lower Riemann-Stieley integral and the upper Riemann-Stieley integral are equal. Right? So what is lower Riemann-Stieley integral? It is the supremum of all lower Riemann-Stieley sum, whereas the upper Riemann-Stieley integral is defined to be infimum of all upper Riemann-Stieley sum. Observe that as the partition becomes larger and larger, in the sense as the partition contains more points of closed interval a comma b, the value of the lower Riemann-Stieley sum becomes larger and larger, whereas the value of the upper Riemann-Stieley sums becomes smaller and smaller. So as the partition becomes bigger and bigger, that is, as the partition contains more points, so the lower Riemann-Stieley sums becomes larger and larger, and the upper Riemann-Stieley sums become smaller and smaller. And actually, they come closer and closer. So theoretically, and we can verify using a problem also. So these values become closer and closer as the partition becomes bigger and bigger. So at last, at the end, so we take its supremum to be the lower Riemann-Stieley integral, and we take infimum of this to be the upper Riemann-Stieley integral of f, right? So as the lower Riemann-Stieley sums increase, as the partition becomes larger and larger, so the maximum value will be nothing but the supremum, and the minimum value will be nothing but the infimum of UPF alpha. So problematically, that is practically, these two will approach closer and closer as the partition becomes larger and larger. That means, so LPF alpha and UPF alpha, so the value of these two numbers becomes closer and closer. They approach one another as the partition becomes larger and larger. And for given any epsilon positive, we can make this difference less than epsilon. So just observing the nature of the lower Riemann-Stieley sums and upper Riemann-Stieley sums, we can easily observe the criteria for integrability which was given by the Riemann. So the Riemann criterion for integrability mainly depends on the nature of lower Riemann-Stieley sums and the upper Riemann-Stieley sums. So as the partition becomes larger and larger, the lower Riemann-Stieley sums becomes larger and larger, the upper Riemann-Stieley sums become smaller and smaller. But gradually as the partition becomes larger and larger, these two values comes closer and closer. So they are coming closer and closer means what? Their difference becomes almost negligible, or their difference becomes smaller and smaller, and those differences will obviously approach zero at the end. So what that means, this difference can be made as small as we desire as the partition becomes larger and larger. Or in other words, the difference can be made less than epsilon for any positive epsilon. So as if you choose a positive epsilon to be smaller and smaller, what that means, the difference between these two becomes smaller and smaller. So that means the difference between UP of alpha and LP of alpha can be made as small as we desire whenever the function is Riemann-Stieltjes integrable. Because Riemann-Stieltjes integrable means what? So these two numbers has to be one and the same. So infimum of all these has to be the same value as that of the supremum of all LP of alpha. And when it is possible, as partition becomes larger and larger, so these two values has to approach one another, or these two numbers has to come closer and closer. So in that case, so supremum of all these values and the infimum of all these values will be one and the same at the end. So which will give you the Riemann-Stieltjes integrability of the function. So this is the idea behind the Riemann criterion for integrability. Right. So now we shall discuss some of the facts related to the Riemann criterion for integrability, or some of the facts implied by the Riemann criterion for integrability. So among that, the first one is, so let f be a bounded real valued function defined on some closed interval a comma b, and alpha be a monotonically increasing function on the closed interval a comma b. So if up of alpha minus lp of alpha is less than epsilon for some partition p with respect to some epsilon, then u p star f alpha minus L p star f alpha will be less than epsilon for every refinement p star of p. That means, so what does the Riemann criterion for integrability says? So the condition is, for every epsilon there has to exist a partition p with this condition, right? So now for some epsilon there is a partition p with this condition. Assume that for some epsilon there is some partition p with the condition UPF alpha minus LPF alpha is less than epsilon. That means whenever this condition is true for the partition p, then the same condition has to hold for every refinement p star of p. So by a refinement we mean it is a partition p star which contains p. So this theorem nothing but says this condition, whenever this condition is true for any partition p, then it has to hold for any refinement of that partition p. So the proof is very simple. So just we'll use the definition of refinement of a partition p. Okay, so now start with an arbitrary partition p star of p. Let p star be any refinement of partition p. So use a result which we have proved with respect to the refinement. So as p star is a refinement of p, LP f alpha will be less than or equal to LP star f alpha, and UPF alpha will be greater than or equal to UP star F alpha. So these two we have already proved in previous sessions. So now multiply minus to the first inequality. So on multiplying minus, the inequality gets reversed. That is minus L P star F alpha will be less than or equal to minus L P F alpha. Now add the inequalities 2 and 3. Add the inequalities 2 and 3. So the left hand side to the left hand side, right hand side to the right hand side. So on that we get, so don't sum up. So take the difference. So take the difference of 2 and 3. So 2 minus 3. So then what we will get, U P star F alpha minus L P star F alpha will be less than or equal to U P F alpha minus L P F alpha. So just LHS minus LHS RHS minus RHS. So, right. So this difference will be less than or equal to this difference. And by the hypothesis, they have given that it is less than epsilon. So what it implies, U P star F alpha minus L P star F of F alpha will be less than epsilon, where P star is any refinement of P. So that means whenever this condition is true for any partition P, then it holds for any refinement of that partition P. So this is a very simple observation. So based on the Riemann criterion for integrability. So now we shall see a implication of that observation. So by the above theorem, we observe that so these two conditions are equivalent. So I have called this as the condition 1 and this as the condition 2. So what is the condition 1? For every epsilon positive, there exists a partition P of closed interval a comma b such that UPF alpha minus LPF alpha is less than epsilon. Observe that. So this is nothing but the condition which is in the Riemann criterion for integrability. So now I'm saying that this condition 1 is equivalent to the condition 2. What is that condition 2? For every epsilon positive, there exists a partition P of closed interval a comma b such that U P star F alpha minus L P star F alpha will be less than epsilon for every refinement P star of partition P. Right? So these two conditions are equivalent. I am saying these two conditions are equivalent. So just we'll justify it. So we'll say two conditions are equivalent if one implies the other. That is, one should imply two and two should imply one. That is, one implies two means what? Whenever one is true, two has to be true, and conversely, whenever two is true, one has to be true. So if these two conditions are equivalent, if I am successful in proving these two conditions are equivalent, so in place of this condition in the Riemann criterion for integrability, I can place this condition, right? So just we are generalizing the Riemann criterion for integrability. So Riemann criterion for integrability says that for every epsilon, there is a partition with respect to which this inequality holds. But we are quoting a much stronger condition where this condition has to hold for all the partitions. So that is for all the refinements P star of P. So if I am successful in proving this equivalence of 1 and 2, so the first condition is nothing but the condition in the Riemann criterion for integrability. So I can replace that condition by the condition 2 as it will be equivalent to 1. So that you will get a more stronger condition, more stronger result with respect to the Riemann criterion for integrability. So now we shall move on to the justification of equivalence of 1 and 2. So first we shall prove 1 implies 2. So to prove that, assume 1, that is assume that the condition 1 is true. Now what we have to prove? We have to prove 2. So what is 2? For every epsilon, we have to show the existence of a partition P with this condition. So start with any epsilon. So give any epsilon to me. So let epsilon greater than 0 be given. Then as we have assumed the 1, so use the 1 now. So then by the condition 1, so there exists a partition P of closed interval a comma b such that UPF alpha minus LPF alpha will be less than epsilon. But whenever this is true, whenever UPF alpha minus LPF alpha is less than epsilon for some partition P and for some epsilon, the theorem which we have proved is U P star F alpha minus L P star F alpha will be less than epsilon for every refinement of partition P. So this is by the above theorem. So whenever this condition is true for some partition and for some epsilon, the same condition holds for any refinement of the partition P. So which we have already proved in the above theorem. So just I am borrowing it. So just what I proved, for every epsilon, there is a partition P such that U P star F alpha minus L P star F alpha is less than epsilon for every refinement of partition P. So which is nothing but the condition 2. So that means assuming 1, we proved 2. So which implies or which shows that 1 implies 2. Now conversely, To prove 2 implies 1, assume 2. That is, assume the condition 2 is true. So now to prove 1. So what does the 1 says? So for every epsilon, there has to be a partition P of closed interval A comma B such that UPF alpha minus LPF alpha has to be less than epsilon. So start with an epsilon. Now use the use the condition 2. So what is the condition 2? Given any epsilon, there is a partition P such that U P star F alpha minus L P star F alpha will be less than epsilon for every refinement P star of partition P. By a refinement, what do we mean? So by a refinement of a partition, we mean it is once again a partition which contains P, So it has to be a partition and it has to contain P. But observe that if I consider the partition P as a set, so a set contains itself, obviously. So P contains P. So what I can say now, P is itself a partition of, P is itself a refinement of P, right? So since P contains P, in particular, P itself contains P, so that P itself is a refinement of P. So I can correct here. So P itself is a refinement of P. So as this condition holds for every refinement of P, in particular, it has to hold for P also. So that means UPF alpha minus LPF alpha will be less than epsilon. So I think you have understood this. So for the given epsilon, apply 2. So what it says, there is a partition P such that UP star F alpha minus LP star F alpha will be less than epsilon for every refinement P star of P. So this is true for every refinement of P. But what do we mean by refinement? So a refinement of P means it is a partition which contains P. Now observe that P itself contains P. By set theory, every set it contains itself. So as P contains P, so I can say P is itself a refinement of P. So as this condition holds for all the refinements of P, in particular it has to hold for P itself. So in place of P star, take P. So UPF alpha minus LPF alpha will be less than epsilon. So what that means, for every epsilon, we found a partition P such that UPF alpha minus LPF alpha will be less than epsilon. So which is nothing but the condition 1. So which proves that 1 is if and only if 2, or I can say the conditions 1 and 2 are equivalent. We can use one condition in place of the other. So now I will do the same thing. So what we observe here is by the Riemann criterion for integrability. So F is Riemann-Stieltjes integrable on closed interval A comma B if and only if for every epsilon there exists a partition P of closed interval A comma B such that UPF alpha minus LPF alpha is less than epsilon. But now we proved that this condition is equivalent to for every epsilon positive, there exists a partition P of closed interval A comma B such that U P star F alpha minus L P star F alpha is less than epsilon for every refinement P star of P. So this condition is equivalent to this. This is equivalent to this. So I can say all these three statements are equivalent. So in the statement of Riemann criterion for integrability, so in place of this condition, I can place this one. As these two are nothing but one and the same, as these two are equivalent to each other. So in place of this condition, you can use this condition. So that's what I'll do now. Thus, by the equivalence of the above statements, we can restate the Riemann criterion for integrability. And it is as below. Let f be a bounded real valued function defined on the closed interval a comma b, and alpha be a monotonically increasing function on closed interval a comma b. Then f is Riemann-Stieltjes integrable on closed interval a comma b if and only if for every epsilon positive there exists a partition P of closed interval a comma b such that U P star F alpha minus L P star F alpha will be less than epsilon for every refinement P star of P. So which gives you another form of the Riemann criterion for integrability, and which is much stronger than the previous one, where in the previous the condition holds only for that particular partition, but here this condition holds for all the refinements of that partition. So it means it is nothing but more stronger condition compared to the previous one. So this is one of the facts related to the Riemann criterion for integrability. So in the next video, we shall see some more facts.